The Good and the Bad and the Ugly. This movie was like a sleeper hit, I guess. It's called a spaghetti western. It's a type of western that was filmed in Italy. That's why they call it spaghetti western because they eat spaghetti in Italy. Now, this spaghetti westerns kind of came about near the end of the heyday of traditional western movies, and they often kind of celebrated the bad guy, is how I viewed it. I wasn't a fan of the spaghetti westerns. Still am not. Um, I like the traditional classical westerns where you have a good guy going up against, some kind of bad guy, and the odds are against the good guy, and he finds a way to win. That's the kind of western I like. Um, but a lot of people at the time this movie came out, there was a big group of people who were sick of western movies, and I mean I don't blame them. When I look back and see how many westerns were made, I can understand why people would be sick of them. I mean, if you weren't a big fan of westerns, my gosh, every time you wanted to go to the movies, most of the time your choice was a western, and that'd get pretty old if you're not a fan of that. So I understand why there was this kind of a sleeper group of people who were just waiting for something like this that would kind of turn the western upside down. The name of this movie is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I don't know why they call Clint Eastwood the good, because he ain't that good. There's nobody good in this movie. They're all bad, and the ugly is not even ugly. So I'm not even. I don't know. I don't know. Everybody loves it though, and I got to admit, Clint Eastwood looks cool in this role. I mean, really, as far as Western characters go in how they're dressed, his is one of the best for sure. Um, there's others I like, but I would say his look is the best. It's the coolest look. Of course, Clint Eastwood. I mean, he makes almost anything he does look cool. So how can you argue with that? Um, but like I say, it was a big hit. It spawned a lot of others. There's like a trilogy of movies that are kind of in this series in a way, but there were many other spaghetti westerns made too because this was such a hit. Um, like I say, I'm not a real fan of this movie. To me, the storytelling is not great. I heard that when they were filming the movie, it's like each of the actors, they spoke different languages, and everybody did the lines in their own language, and then they would dub it over in post production. But man, I remember as a kid watching this movie, going, "Oh my gosh, this is terrible." You could tell it was dubbed in so many places, and it just it didn't look right, because I think they did all the sound, all the voices really were after. Like they spoke, of course, when they were shooting the film, but then they didn't use any audio from that, and they did the audio later. And to me, you can tell, and I didn't really care for it that much, but a lot of people do. So if you haven't tried it out, you should try it out. Maybe it's for you. Um, every time I let some time go. I've seen it several times, but every time I'm optimistic. I think, hey, maybe I'll like it more this time. And I give it a shot, and I have a hard time getting through it. But maybe your experience will be different. All right, so that's the good and the bad, the ugly. Really, if you wanted to see a great example of a spaghetti western, that's probably the best. All right, catch you next time.